Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joy Hatchett, and I'm the Associate Commissioner for the Consumer Education and Advocacy Unit here at the Maryland Insurance Administration. And as we just indicated, this session this evening, the group portion of it will be recorded. Later on, there'll be the opportunity to go to breakout rooms, and that portion will not be recorded. So let me just start with the Maryland Insurance Administration is a state agency that regulates the insurance industry. We try to assist consumers, my unit, the Consumer Education and Advocacy Unit, we try to help them understand their insurance policies, give them tips on how to save money on those policies. And then if they ever have a dispute or a question about what is happening with their insurance, we are the state agency that they could come to. Now, one of the big things that we also really try to help with is consumers that have damage after some type of disaster, major fire, or flooding. And so the purpose of this particular virtual disaster center session is to try to help you as consumers better understand the insurance claims process. So we're going to go over some tips and things for you with respect to that process, try to let you know what to expect and look out for as a part of that process. And then once we go through some of the basics, there'll be an opportunity for you to meet one-on-one with one of our insurance specialists. And I'm happy to say this evening that we do have someone that's joining us this afternoon that if you speak Spanish, she will be able to assist you in the room with one of our translators. So if you could indicate in the chat box whether you need someone to assist you that speaks Spanish, just please put that in the chat box. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get started and kick this off. So Joyce, if you could show the video, please.
Joy, you're on mute.
Thanks, Joyce. Go ahead and put the slides up for me. All right, so the video really went over the major things. I am just going to go over some very specific information, and these slides along with this recording will be available on our website in the next few days. So if you missed something or if you're not able to take notes, not to worry, because this information will be available on our website in the next few days. Next slide, please. So let's start with some of the basics. What do you do if you actually have damage? And remember that we call it a disaster, but essentially these are the things that you should do after any damage that you have to your home, your apartment, or even sometimes to your vehicle. So the first thing that you should do if there is damage is you need to contact your insurance producer. Now, an insurance producer, that is the legal term. That is actually your agent or your broker. And you need to contact them to basically start the claims process. If you wait to contact the insurance producer and something else happens, let's say you have a fire and you wait a week or so to report that claim, waiting that period of time might be a basis for the insurance company to say, well, additional damages occurred while you were waiting, so we are not going to pay for some portions of your claim. So it's very important that you contact your insurance producer, your insurance company as soon as possible. Now, once you've contacted them, make sure that you keep a record of when you actually contacted the insurance producer or company. And the easiest way to do that is either on your phone or in a notebook. Basically, write down the time, date, and who you spoke to for everything. Everybody that you speak to, be it the insurance company, the insurance adjuster that comes out, a contractor, keep all of that information in the same place. So be it on your phone, in a notebook. That way, if you need information later on, you've got it all in one place and you're not trying to remember who you talked to and when. Also, be ready to answer questions about what happened, what was damaged, the specifics, because the insurance company and the insurance agent, that's what they want to know. They want to know, okay, what caused the damage? Was it a fire? Was it wind? What specifically was damaged? Now, you may not know the full extent, but you will have some idea of what was damaged. Now, on this particular slide, you're going to see links to information on our website. Go to those links because that gives you lots of good information and what kinds of information you should be collecting. Next slide, please. This is really important. Your insurance company and let's say their adjuster, their contractor, or whoever, they need to be able to talk to you. They need to be able to contact you. So make sure that they have your current phone number. So if you've changed cell phone numbers, make sure they've got the current one. If you are not living in your home because of the damage, make sure they have the phone number where you are. One of the things that we frequently see is insurance companies have numbers that aren't good anymore. They reach out to the consumer and they have no way to communicate. And here's another key. If you're relying on a cell phone, make sure you keep it charged. And make sure if you have voicemail that the voicemail isn't full. So if you are dealing with lots and lots of people, your voicemail will tend to fill up. Well, then the insurance company can't leave you a message because it's full. So just make sure that they're able to get in touch with you. And sometimes that means giving 2 or 3 phone numbers, because that's going to be critical to you being able to get your claim moving. Now, when the insurance company may need to come out and look at the damage, make sure that they can identify your address. So if there's been damage to your home and the house number has either blown off or has been damaged, make sure there's something outside that shows your address. Because what you don't, a couple of things could happen. Either they don't see an address, so they don't stop, or they could possibly review the wrong property. So make sure that it's very easy for them to tell this is your home. Also, and I know this part is sometimes a little bit difficult. As I said, sometimes the insurance company will send an adjuster to your home. If at all possible, be at home when the adjuster comes through. Sometimes you can't because of work schedule or whatever, but it's better if you're there because you can show the adjuster where the particular damage is. I mean, there's a possibility that an adjuster could miss an entire room or a portion of the damage. So by being there and walking room by room, this will help to make sure that all the damage is identified. Next slide. Now, one of the things is making sure that the settlement offer includes the appropriate list of items and the appropriate cost for repairs. And what we recommend, if possible, is to go out and get multiple bids from contractors. That way you can compare what your contractor is telling you the repairs will cost versus what the insurance company's adjuster is telling you what things will cost. Now, sometimes they match totally, and sometimes they don't. And if you're concerned that what the insurance company is telling you is appropriate and what your contractor is telling you what's appropriate, those are the kinds of things that you can give us a call and we can tell you the kinds of questions to ask. Now, let me make this portion clear. We are not going to adjust your claim. We are not going to tell you how much it's going to cost to repair your home. What we will do is tell you what questions to ask, what things to look for, and where the information gaps are. And we'll point you to documents that will help you understand the process. But once again, we will not tell you that it will cost $5,000 to repair this roof, or this contractor's bid is not sufficient. That's not what we at the Insurance Administration do. We help you with the tools that you need in order to evaluate the claim. So another thing that you need to do is make sure that you're keeping proof of any payments, be it deductibles or any money that you spend. Make sure when you are either putting it on a credit card or writing a check that you keep receipts. Now, here's something that's important. Don't pay cash. You always want to either use a check or a credit card. Now, what we see sometimes is, and I'll talk about this in a little bit, sometimes after events, there are individuals that will come into a neighborhood and promise you that they will either get the insurance company to pay for a brand new roof, or you don't have to do anything. The insurance company is going to pay all of the damages or something along those lines. Unless it is the word of the insurance company, that is not something that you should rely on. Every insurance company is required by Maryland law to abide by the terms of their contracts. So there's certain things that they're required to pay, and there's certain things that they're not going to be required to pay. And if any contractor or anyone else that is going to do work for you guarantees absolute payment and you will not have to pay anything, you need to question that, because as I indicated, it is going to depend on the terms of your specific contract. Now, for some of you, you find that because of this loss, you are now having a financial hardship. And because of that financial hardship, you need money either to make some of the basic repairs, replace some of your items. What you can do is see if your insurance company will give you an advance. Now, this is not something they're required to do, but some companies will give you a small advance, especially if you have a major loss and you need that advance to get some of the repairs and whatnot started. Next slide, please. And coupled with that, if you have a major loss where you no longer can live in your home, under most policies, there's something called ALE, additional living expenses. And so there may be the ability for you to get either a hotel or some other place to stay. And that way you can have a place while your home is being repaired. And there's that link there under this is a great link that explains to you more about additional living expenses. Now, usually it's not after the smaller events, but after our major disasters. You have to be very careful about price gouging. And I know anyone who's been watching what's going on down in Florida or in the southern part of the country have seen where they've had these major events. And what ends up happening is the cost of big building materials and other things go sky high. And that means sometimes that people will end up taking advantage of consumers. So if you suspect that's happening, contact the Office of the Attorney General or the Maryland Department of Labor, and they can assist you with that. Next slide. So if you have damage to your personal property, you really need to make sure that you, and this is something that I missed early on, take pictures of everything. As soon as you contact that insurance company, take pictures of any damage to your structure, any damage to your items, both inside and outside. And that way it will be more proof that the fire, the wind, or whatever is what actually caused your damage. And then make sure that you provide all of those pictures to the insurance company. And as I indicated, if you don't believe that the insurance company is paying you enough for your claim or has improperly denied any portion of your claim, definitely go back to the insurance company and talk to them about it. But then if you're still not satisfied, feel free to contact us and we will assist you with and give you some explanations and some tips on what your next steps will be. The next thing is when dealing with contractors, one of the most important things that you should know is when it comes to home improvement contractors, make sure that that particular individual is licensed by the Maryland Home Improvement Commission. And here is the website for them, and they can help you if you end up having an issue with a licensed contractor. But if you happen to hire someone that is not licensed, then the Maryland Home Improvement Commission is not able to assist you. Next slide. So here are some additional resources that we have on our website. We have tons of written material, longer videos, and short videos that can help you through the process. And if you need us, this 800-492-6116 number is a way for you to get in touch with us and talk to experts that are able to assist you with all of your questions. Next slide. And then this is just some additional resources to help you with the process. Last slide. And this is our contact information. So that ends the formal portion of our presentation. Does anyone have any questions? And it's such a small group that if you have any questions, you can just ask to be unmuted. Sherry,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. It's actually Michael Jane that is got the question.
Sherry, you may need to get closer to the phone. I can't hear you.
Okay. It's hi there. It's actually my uncle. You know what? I think I
Okay,
need to
so
use.
let me ask you this. Is it something specific about a specific loss?
Uh, hang on. Let me fix this.
Okay. What my main question is, my insurance, the policy's up August the 15th. Do I have to renew it or will it?
Oh, but are you asking whether they will,
Yeah, you have to
renew you
continue
or
to pay your
cancel?
insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. And are you asking, are they able to cancel you?
Yeah, are they able to cancel me in any way?
Okay, so what I'm going to do, because you have a
Now I needed
specific
her.
question, we're going to put you in a breakout room with Mary Jo, and she can assist you one-on-one because your question is something specific to your circumstance. So you'll see Joyce will put in there the opportunity for you to join the breakout room.
Okay.
Or in the general?
No. I'll get with my insurance advocate and let him answer it for me.
You can't, you have to,
Okay. Why don't you? Oh,
Sherry, why don't you join, and then maybe you can have him tell you the question and do it that way.
All right. What's your
all right.
question?
Well, you need to join. You need to join the breakout room first.
Oh. Hmm. Under participants?
Joyce, can you help her to?
There's two Sherrys. Are you logged in twice?
No. I see me up here.
You should have gotten an option to join a breakout room.
Okay, I got it now.
Okay. And just click that to join. Joy, do you want me to stop recording?
Yes, please.
Looks like I got an email that popped up.